Hello guys, I'm going to show you how you can leverage Pinterest to attract more traffic to your affiliate marketing. Let's say in this example, we will be using Amazon just for simplicity because in Amazon we can find lots of example. And I'm going to show you how you can find related items to your niche in a fun way. Now, to do that very quickly, as you can see right here, I found these elevated dog balls, which can be a really good niche in your Pinterest. So here is my Pinterest account. I haven't been active for a few months now, even though I'm still getting enough impression and clicks to be able to get organic traffic. As you can see, my clicks, traffic, everything is down by almost 50% because of inactivity. So the secret is be consistent, post every day. That's why I'm going to show you a quick way how you can do that automatically. We will be using n8n to directly post to Pinterest. And as you know, n8n cannot post to your Pinterest account, but the other workflow will be done here. Now, we will be using this approach. We will connect that to make.com. As you can see, we have webhooks here. So this make.com will post that to Pinterest. Why we are using separately make.com for Pinterest? Because we want to preserve credits of n8n just for Pinterest. Make.com is very special because so far, this is the only automation I see where you can directly post your Pinterest. And we have only 1,000 credits here. And suppose you really want to grow your Pinterest. These 1,000 credits won't be enough if all the workflows will be done here. So that's why we will be using this specifically for Pinterest only. And the rest of the steps to generate image, to get the API, things like that, to create prompts, will be done using n8n because here we will be having unlimited workflows or steps here when we're using n8n local. As you can see here, I'm connected to local. If you want to see how to set up n8n local, it's very simple. I will be linking the description below on how you can do that very quickly. So as you can see, you just need to set up Docker. It's very simple. It's in the description below. Just need to follow that. So we will be focusing on creating the workflow and post that directly to your Pinterest and attract more traffic. Oh, guys, just a reminder, Pinterest is very sensitive. You need to have a landing page. You cannot just direct this to Amazon. Otherwise, your Pinterest will get suspended. It happened to me many times. That's why I learned. So one example of my niche right here is the vertical gardening. As you can see, some of the pins, if you post consistently, will get a really good impression right here. And look at that. It has the outside ticks. So in this pin alone, we've got 20 free traffic organically. And there are more pins here. Look at this pin right here. We've got 10,000 impressions and 486 free traffic. So this one right here. And if you check that, we have here the visit site. So it goes to your website. That's where you can get free traffic. So I don't want to mislead you guys. So pin clicks is different. So 486, it doesn't show that much stat about how many clicks going through your website. But let's say 10% of this click through the visit site. So 48 traffic from this pin alone. That's why it's very important to post at least 2 to 3 pins daily. Do not spam. Guys, do not spam. All right. Just make this critical and you'll be in a good position. So here, I just asked Claude to provide some ideas on the niche that we can put on Pinterest and then match it to an Amazon items that we can sell. So this is where I got the elevated dog balls, which is a good example. And if you pop that in here in our keyword tool, elevated dog balls, as you can see, they're not too competitive. And if we use these keywords, another thing, guys, Pinterest runs through SEO. And if you have a good keyword, Google can easily pick up your pin. If it's in Pinterest and it has a good keyword right here, and it has a really good quality image. So look at this one. This is a really good item. Elevated dog balls for small dogs. Very specific. It has a decent search volume for 80 and low competition. So all this, if you do this manually, not a problem. If you have much time, then to do that manually. But if you're like me, quite lazy, and you want to automate things, this is how you're going to do that. We can use the free Google tier of Nano Banana. So we will be using Nano Banana here to create image. The only problem here, if you directly use the Google AI Studio, it has rate limit. And if you're in a free tier, I'm not sure how much they will provide. And every time you generate an image, it will have this watermark. That's not a problem if you're just generating maybe 2 to 3 images, Pinterest pins per week, because I don't think this will provide much. They have a free tier limit. You need to set up a billing in order to get the free tier limit. I'm going to show you what will be the error. So here, for example, I set up this Google and you execute this. You can see right here. If you want to check the proper formatting, you can also ask Claude to fix that. You can get the code here in Nano Banana. Just click this get code and copy this entirely. Ask Claude to provide you a valid JSON and URL right here will be the point here that you're going to put in the URL. You have to replace the modal ID, the content API and Gemini API key with your actual value right here. So the Gemini API key I showed you, you just need to click this get API to generate a new API, but you have to set up your billing in order to run that API call. And if you do that, so let me copy this. For example, this is the prompt. Don't worry guys, once we set up the entire workflow, I will export that and let you guys download. So let me paste this. So if you don't set up a billing statement and you execute this, as you can see, you exceeded your current quota. Please check your plan in billing. So you need to set up your billing in order to get the free tier. I'm not sure if they're still giving because this one, generate content free tier, limit 0. So it's 0. There's no free tier in Google. You have to set up your billing statement. The alternative way that we can do here in CliffGen, we have the ability to automate and create Nano Banana image, and this one without watermark. So here you can generate true form, but since we want the automation, we will be going to the view API credentials to use it as our automation. Now here is the instruction. Here is your secret key. Here is your username, and you just need to copy and paste this one. So this is perfect for our Pinterest. We will need to set the image size right here to 9:16. That's the optimized Pinterest size. So we're gonna do that. You don't need a subscription here, so you don't have to set up your billing statement. You just buy the credits, whichever number of credits you need. You can start with very minimum. It doesn't cost much. But if you prefer Google, then you can go ahead with the free tier. Again, guys, it will have this watermark. That's fine with you. No problem. You can go ahead with that, set up a free tier. But it won't have the rate limit, or I won't be able to generate as much image as you need. So just for this example, we will be using CliffGen, this automation right here to easily do that because this is very simple. So what I just need to do is copy this as our endpoint and then set that one to or n8n. So here we set up the manual trigger for now, and then the next step, you generate the image immediately. So we gotta change this to the CliffGen endpoint, and here the same thing, we will have it in the body. You can do the JSON, but the easiest way is change it to form URL encoded, because here you can manually type the data that's mentioned here. So let's do that. For example, the username. So you add this as your username, and then the value right here, add another parameter, this time secret key. So don't expose this secret key, guys. If you accidentally expose this to the public, there's a way to just regenerate it. So I'm just gonna do that later. So secret key, another parameter, and then the value will be this one right there. And then we have the prompt, which is the dynamic prompt. So this one will be coming from these keywords. That's why I want to copy all these keywords, and I'm gonna show you how you're gonna automate this. So here, create a new Google spreadsheet, paste the one that you copied. So I don't need all this, gonna delete them. I just need the keywords right here. Make sure you review the keywords, don't duplicate them, but just for the sake of this video, let's assume these are all reviewed and there are no duplicates. We will just test the automation and the rule above. So this will be keywords, and then another column will be status. Set all the status to pending, and then have them all pending. Now we have this, so we gotta name this spreadsheet as n8n. In order to connect this to n8n, go to your Google Cloud. So here, just go to console.cloud.google.com and go to API and services. If you don't have the service account yet, go to credentials. Then here, create a new service account. But since I created the service account already, anyway, the full instruction is the same link in the description below on how you're gonna install n8n in your local, at the same time how to set up the service account. So I'm just gonna use this service account right here. So it's already created. As you can see, this email right here is very important. Copy this. Now go to your spreadsheet right here, click this share, and here in add people, add the email address that you copied, just like that, and make sure it's editor. Do not notify them. Just uncheck this and click on share. All right, now that the service account email is added here, go back here and click keys. We will need the private key. So when you created a new one, you won't be able to get that private key. So you can just create a new one. So this one, and just select JSON, create this. Now this is how it's gonna look. So when you download the private key, the JSON file, you will have all this data. What you need is this private key right here. So copy this from this first sync double quote up to this private key right here. The end double quote, just cut that and just paste that right there. Now, to clean this up, you see right here the \n. So replace this with a blank character. So here in your text editor, I'm just gonna search everything, and we're gonna replace it with just a blank character right here. And I'm gonna replace all. All right. Now that it's clean, make sure this one, after this begin private key dash, just hit enter. So it goes to the next line. Same thing with this end private key, hit enter. This is the one we're gonna need in the n8n. So here, before this generation of image, I'm just gonna add another item with this Google Sheets right here. So this one is get row, this one right here. And this is where we need to set up the Google Spreadsheet service account. So I'm just gonna select this. So let me show you how you're gonna set up a new one. Create new credential and elect this service account. And this is where you're gonna paste the private key. So click this expression and then paste that. Make sure you paste the modified one without the /n. So we're gonna copy this and paste that right there. and the service email account, which is right here, the one that you set up in your console. Paste it right there. That's it. Let's see if we're able to successfully get a connection. Click on save, and there you go. So you can see connection tested successfully. That's your service account. You can name this n8n. So this is the one you're going to use. If you will use the Excel sheet from here, so save this, close, and there you go. You're using this. We get rows, and in the document, just because if you select from list, you won't be allowed to do that. So make sure you select this from URL or from ID. So the ID is this one after the D in the URL. So let me copy that, or you can just straight away copy the entire URL. That's easier. Now select this from URL and paste it right there. And when you click this, see right here, you're able to select the sheet. So if I'm gonna rename this the sheet right here to dog balls right there, going back to n8n, if you refresh this, you'll see right here, you'll be able to select dog balls. Now you need to select one at a time. So add a filter here and then filter the status. So this one is pending. All right, we will get just the pending status keyword and add an option, return only first matching row. So we will just get one at a time. So this one right here. And when I execute this, you'll see right here, I'm able to get the data. So this is done, the Google Sheet setup. So now here we will be able to dynamically get the keyword. So we will need these keywords right there. So that will be our prompt. Now you can append this prompt to the prepend a text. Let's say generate a Pinterest image for, and then this one right here, or keyword. Don't need to necessarily do that, but just in case we want to say to ClickGen or any image generator that this is for Pinterest, you can do that. Alright, now to have this in a Pinterest size, we need to add more parameter, which is the image size right here. So the output format, default is PNG, we don't need to add that. Just add this image size. So we're gonna choose 9:16. Image size is 9:16. That is the Pinterest optimized size. Now we're done with this one. When I execute this, I will be able to generate this image, but let's do that later. So we won't get confused. Let's rename this to ClickGen Nano Banana Generate Image. Alright, so we want to post this to our Pinterest. Here, you cannot do that directly in n8n, so we will connect this to make.com. Now, here in make.com, click this create scenario, and from here, we're gonna create a webhook. So we're gonna check this custom webhook. That's the one you're gonna select, and then click this create webhook. So we're gonna name this to n8n dog bowls and save. Now, as you can see here, we will have the address, so just copy the address. So this is that address right here. So click this, and in your n8n, we're gonna set up a new HTTP request. So this is going to be post, and paste the URL right there. This is the webhook to n8n, and we will post values. So send body. Now here you can do the form URL encode. We're gonna send the Pinterest image URL, which is coming from the previous one, which is this one. We generate using ClickGen. So if we haven't generated, we won't be seeing any data right here to drag. So we will check how the format will be of the response. So when it responded, it will be right here. So we will need the image URL only. So this is a JSON format. It's very easy to write that even though we don't have the response yet. So you just need to do is add the double bracket right here, double curly bracket, and do the JSON image underscore URL. So that's how we're gonna, so make sure you select expression. So we're gonna have this $sign JSON image URL. It will take up the response once we run the automation here. That's all we need, and add another parameter. So that is the Pinterest title. So the Pinterest title will be coming from the get rows here, all right? Because this one right here, we have the keyword. And if it's not previous step, you cannot access here that by just typing JSON. So this is what you're gonna do. So rename this so it won't get confusing. So this is spreadsheet 1. You copy this and click on rename. Now to access the node that's not your previous node. So same thing. Click expressions, you're gonna have the double curly bracket and do the $sign in a parenthesis and then single quote, and then have the name of the spreadsheet, and then this one, that JSON, and this will see here, you'll be able to get a keyword. So that will be the title of our Pinterest. We will also need Pinterest description. You can use LLM to generate a description, but just in this quick example, I'm just gonna use the same keyword right here. So these three values we will be passing to the make.com hook, and we will be able to access that from here. So we're gonna save this, and now we will add another flow here, which is posting to our Pinterest. So we're gonna have the Pinterest create pin. This is in make.com, and we're gonna authenticate our Pinterest right here. Let's re-authenticate. So click this add right here. And if you are signed into your Pinterest, it will get detected easily. Just click on give access, and there you go. Now, in our Pinterest, let's create a new board where we gotta post our elevated dog balls. So here, I'm just gonna click on create and create a board right here. And we're gonna name this as elevated bubbles. And then click on create. Alright, so you can see right here, it gave a suggestion on the pins that we can add here in our new board. So this is the board that we're gonna select in our make.com. So source type will be image URL. So this one will be coming from, we cannot see this yet because we haven't run it, but we can select the board here, which is this one right here, elevated dog balls. Now, in order to access the data, even if you haven't run it, this is how you're gonna do that. So we're gonna type the same thing, double curl, like this, and then number 1, and then this code right here. I'm gonna export this, so you will not need to do this from scratch. So this code right here, the one that's slightly curved, and then the title of the data that you're gonna send. So the first one is the Pinterest image URL. So since this is the number 1, we need the title. So Pinterest title, this is going to be the number 2, and this one is the number 3. So here, since this is the title, we will have it as number 2. That is how you're gonna reference it, even if you haven't run it. So close that Pinterest title, as you can see, and then the description. So that's the number 3. Reference it with this code right here. This is Pinterest description. Then enclose it with that, and then close it with double quote right here. So when you're doing it, guys, make sure there's no spaces. Just directly type the opening quote right like that, and the text, and then closing quote, and close it with that Pinterest description. Now, here in the image URL, that's the Pinterest image. We check how we reference that here. It is Pinterest image URL. That's what we gotta type here. So number 1, and then is called Pinterest image, and then close that. I think we got it all correct. I think that's all we need. So the link, this will be your landing page. Suppose you have the landing page going to the link to your Amazon, which we're gonna do later. I just want to test if this automation will be working. So save this, and here is our all step. And to test this, make sure you toggle this immediately as data arrives. So since we haven't run this, it's detecting that we don't have the referencing, but that's okay. Just ignore this. So click this. So I was able to do that. I just disconnected this one first, and then hit this immediately data arrives. Now we can just connect it. Our reference still there. Anyway, we will see it if it's gonna work. Now we're gonna save this. I think we're ready to run our automation right here. Hopefully we are sending the correct data everywhere. The last step that we just want to do is mark this as done if we successfully posted this to Pinterest, so it will go to the next automation. So we will add another node, which is the Google Sheet right here. And this one, we're going to select the update row. And here from URL again, and copy the URL of our spreadsheet. Very simple to do. And from these, we select the dog balls, and we're going to select which one to update. We're gonna have the column to match row number, and this row number, the same thing how we access the spreadsheet right here. So I'm just gonna copy this, but this time here, I'm gonna replace it with row number. This one is row number right there. Now we're gonna have to update the status as done. That's it. That's the last step, update the row. We're ready to run this automation. I'm pretty excited if it's going to auto post to our Pinterest. Now, that's it. Let's execute the workflow. So now it's creating the image. It looks to send our data and updated the row. So the row is updated. Now let's refresh. This should have a new Pinterest pin. Looks to have an issue here. Redetermine structure. I should have taken the redetermine structure. Make is now listening to the data, but let me see if we generated an image. So I'm coming back here. All images. So this is the dog ball that we generated. Look at that. It has this Pinterest.com text. So that's why what we need to do is here in the node of generating the image from ClickGen, we will just remove this, pretend the Pinterest image, remove that. Let the prompt just be the keyword. So we're just fixing the how we're gonna do that in how we're gonna correctly send the data to make.com. So we click the redetermine structure. Now it's working. So let's generate another image. So I'm gonna execute the workflow. Alright, so look to be all ticked. Alright, look at this. Successfully determined. I will save this, and let's see here. Alright, I think our Pinterest will now have a pin till no. So image URL is there. Remap it. Image URL, and then the image title. Oh, it's all on. I should have not created it as 2, so it's all reference to 1. And the description, it's right there. So I'm just remapping them. Save this. Going back to ClickGen Poll Images. So this is the Pinterest size image. Look at this. It's really nice. Look at that. Let's save this. So this will now auto post to our Pinterest. 100% sure. We're gonna generate the third keyword, which is the elevated dog food balls. Maybe let's delete this. I want to see this elevated ceramic dog balls. Now from here, execute it again, creating the image. Alright, then go to Pinterest. This 100% sure, it's here. Oh, so there's still an error. it looks like I need to activate this. I'm sorry guys. Let's go to scenarios, and you have to activate this one right here. You need to turn this on. This one should be turned on. It should be activated. That's why it's not posting. But since I rerun that, so we will have this one pin now. So see here, we have our first pin right there. Now, when I rerun this, let's see what's good ball to generate here. Large elevated dog balls. So let's do this. I'm gonna delete all this. So it will generate next the large elevated dog balls. Let's see now. It should now auto post. Execute it again. So we're consuming the data, our credits here in GlyphGen. Doesn't matter because it only consumes 4 credits every time you generate. So in credits here in GlyphGen, it's very cheap. So as you can see, it's now updated. So it should now receive the data here immediately as data arrives. So it should now be auto-posted here. So there you go. It reprocessed the pin right there. It's now created this third pin. So the title is Elevated Dog Balls. And we don't have the link here because we haven't set up the link in make.com. That's what we need to do. So here, as you can see, 6 credits already consumed just by doing that. That's why we have to preserve make.com just for Pinterest alone. So we save the credits for posting Pinterest. So every time it processes, it used 2 credits because it has 2 workflow here. So here we can now add the link. So usually if I want to create the link quickly, I come here to free page just to quickly create a landing page. So here, create a new landing page. This is just a bridge page. So this is elevated bubbles. So that's the title, and make the path name same. And here, just click on no to the bullet section, yes to the article. And this is the important thing. Add the affiliate link here, which you can get from Amazon. So these are all elevated dog balls. So you just click this to get a link and paste it right there. You cannot have this directly posted in Pinterest. You will get banned. Guys, so make sure you remember that. The button highlight, I'm just choosing the dark one because the button text color will be white. It's always white. So we're gonna, by default, it's white. So we're gonna pick the one darker. And since we take this show article section, scroll down here and create a headline, elevated dog balls. This is just for our bridge page again, guys, because we cannot directly put the Amazon link. So this is heading 1. And here we're gonna say in the article text, choose your right or best elevated dog balls. We're gonna have this in split and say browse the details in Amazon. All right, that's it. And click this save. So when you view the landing page, there you go. You have this. Let me check why Speak is not running. We need to have an image, but this is going to be your link. And this one, we need to add text here. Check full details in Amazon and save this. Now when I refresh this, all right, you can see right here, it has these details, and just grab an image. So let's see, for example, this one, I'm going to save this. And in free page, I'm going to upload that here in Manage Image. So I'm just uploading it and copy the file name right here. Go back to edit mode and from here, paste that and save this. So when you come back here and refresh, you see right here, we've got a pretty decent bridge page. So this is going to be the bridge page. So when you click this, so it goes to all the dog balls in Amazon, then they can select whatever they need. So we attract traffic from Pinterest, then send that to our bridge page, and then people will click your Amazon link from here and copy this. Now modify this Pinterest node. Here we're gonna paste the link just like that and save that. All right, and make sure you save this. All right, once we run another set of automation here, it's gonna generate this. Let's see, a nice one. This one, elevated stainless. So we remove all this, and we have the elevated stainless steel dog balls. That's the next one to be generated. Let's run the automation again. So now this will have a link in our pin. Now it's creating our Nano Banana image. So this should now be in our Pinterest. Let's see, refresh this. Looks like it blocked the free page URL, but that's how you're going to create a link. It's better to have a new domain, create a new domain, and because many people already use this free page.pro, so Pinterest is actually treating it as a spam, but that's fine. So you get a new domain, and that's how you're going to create your landing page. And guys, remember, don't spam them. And that's it. I think that's all the information I need to share with you. If you need this workflow right here, just comment down below. I'll be sending you the link. Thank you, and see you on the next one.